Hello people, today I have with us the RGM89R Jegan A-Type. This is from the F91 anime, and this is the F91 version. As you see here, it is basically a regular old bone stock Jegan, but there are some new features to this. This one is a high mobility version of the stock Jegan. And so you will see some different variations on a theme here. It is a pretty cool looking unit. It needs a lot of detailing up. As you see, everything is very monotone. There were some stickers that I applied, including the head sticker up here, the crotch V, the back sticker on his head as well. But let's go ahead and we will cover all the differences right now. So in addition to what I just showed you, which was stickers, there are some stickers on this one, but they are those clear type. So I never put them on. Something you can do. Even this one does come with those clear types as well. I didn't put them on because I don't like how these ones look on your mobile suit. I'm one of the weird ones that prefers the foil types. But anyways, the differences here: shoulders, shield, and backpack. Backpack is significantly different. You'll see here, you have 3 thrusters on the back. This one actually has 5. So much more thrust on this one. And instead of 1 on the AMBAC, you get 2 on this one. The shoulders on this one don't have any thrusters. This one has 1. And you get a more sophisticated thruster system on the top of and the side of that shoulder. You even get some difference in these calves. You see 2 thrusters instead of 1. You get a side thruster, which this one does have, but you can see this one has a bigger bulge, so presumably more output or more fuel, something like that. There are some slots where it is drilled out, and that would presumably lose some weight. And you also have a thruster on the inside, which you didn't before. Shield would presumably be lighter. It doesn't have any of the rockets on there, as opposed to this one that does. The head is slightly redesigned. It's slightly larger, slightly more bulging out on the front and the top. And then you do get a different radio set, which would come in handy if you're communicating in space, which I think this one was designed for. It's either in space or in colony design. Also, you lose the grenade rack. This one would be hand tossed or, mobile suit tossed. This one gains a grenade launcher on his hand. So instead of using the hand tossed version like on this one, you're going to use an arm mounted one. Pretty cool there. And you don't have the rockets that were in this shield. Instead, you have nothing on this one. So it's, again, presumably a lighter version. You do get another beam saber as well, so you have 2 on this one. Or on this one, you only have 1. That is still not the only difference on these guys. There's also a difference in the weapon. You do get this one with the normal Jegan. Let's get him to stand up here. As you see, it is chemical projectiles here, whereas this one seems to be a beam gun. Very big difference in size as well. If this one is the in-colony use version, which I think it might be, that seems a little bit ridiculous, but that is their choice. Anaheim Electronics isn't known for the smartest of choices, but that's how it goes. And this one is from F91, so it's a more futuristic version than this one. Presumably, we're going to be moving away from chemical projectiles as we get better Minovsky reactors in our smaller machines. Now, if you recall, in F91, these were old clunky machines. And in F91, they kind of are, because these ones came out during the era of Shore's counterattack. These have been around for a little while, so they're not going to be the top of the tech. as it were. Now, as you might have guessed from the thumbnail and from the introduction where I show the box art on this, it is a premium Bandai kit, and as such, you'd think that it would be rather premium. I thought that they would give a little bit more color separation, something like that, since they did give us extra sprues, and our extra sprues are, well, these, which is the original backpack and shoulders, and these, another body, more parts, and the original calves. So no, you didn't get any extra color separation, which is okay, you know, it's not too bad. But you do get extra parts. If you want to make the original, you can. In fact, it does even give you the original weapon. If you wanted to make it, you still have it. You can still make the skirt armor with the grenade. It still gives you all the old thrusters, the hand. Everything is all still here to make the original shield. Everything is still here. So you are welcome to remake this one into the original if you wanted to. That said, you pay extra for this one, so you kind of want extra. The only thing it did come with extra is a sticker sheet for that V-fin on the foil type, for the visor, not the visor, the head camera, and this big one here. This one was rather cheap as well. It does kind of already peel up from where it's been mounted, but that's how it goes sometimes with those foil things, and I can see why people don't like them. But again, a little bit more color separation because it did give you an alternative chest. And I can't really tell the difference between this one and the one that comes on the original. So I don't know why they included it. With that said, I don't remember on my original video if I did an articulation check or if I did a size comparison. So I'm going to go do both of those things right now. And I know I've already taken a lot of time, so I'm going to try to get through the articulation fast. So I went ahead and removed the weapon and the shield. Let's go ahead and check the articulation on the head. As you can see, it is on a ball joint. There's a slight pivot inside the neck so that you can move it back and forth. These guys here are on a pivot. They are mounted sideways here so that you can move them back and forth, up and down, with no issue there. The shoulders can move independently of the armor, and then up and out as well. They are mounted to a very freely moving unit inside the chest, which allows you to move in all 3 dimensions, and that is on a peg inside the shoulder unit here, so that you can rotate that one as well. At the top of the arm, you do get a point of articulation, so you can rotate that as you'd like. 1 point of articulation at the elbow. You get about 90 degrees there, and straight out. And that is on both sides, even though that one is different armor than the original. At these points here, you can mount your shield, and it does rotate freely at those points. So, as you know, right on in there, and you can rotate as you'd like. And feel free to do so. This is not a point of articulation on the arm, though. It is a slit and a peg that goes inside there. You do have a ball joint inside the hand, so you can rotate that as you'd like. And a ball joint mounts the top and bottom halves of these together, and you do get a little bit of ab crunch if you'd like, and a little bit of a lean back. The armor on the backpack does, however, limit how far back you can go. The thruster here is articulated, but these two are not. The hip motion, the hip guards are on a pivot, and you can rotate them as well because it is a 3mm port. There's no drop down inside here, but you can rock this back and forth if you are careful. As you see here, it can thrust out this way or thrust out that way. Just be careful with that because you can dislodge anything that is in the way there, but it does give you some pretty nice motions if you want to do some dynamic poses. Ball joint goes into the leg. No articulation other than just that ball joint at the upper thigh, very simple. And there are 2 points of articulation in the knee, one down here that just gives you just a little bit of a rock, and then the main one, which is right here. And as you see, if I just isolate that, that one's the main one that's doing all the work. Inside here, ball joint onto the foot, inside the leg here. Oop, that is not supposed to be the way you do it. Inside here though, that's just a rotation there. Put that foot back together. And now we're going to go ahead and move right into the size comparison. So give me a sec, I'll pull some units out. Here he is beside the GBN base Gundam. As you remember, this one is just a bit taller than the normal original Grandpa. So you take into account that that's a little bit shorter. These ones are from the newer series and are taller than the normal Gundam is. Here is an Alto from the 30-minute mission series beside him. Here you see the Jinrai from the Frame Arm series. Quite a lot taller than he is, but remember he is in 1/100 scales. Here is the Architect from the Frame Arms Girl series. Looks pretty cool there. Here is the Hexagear Governor Nero. Quite a small guy. And here's the Alex Gundam beside that little tiny guy. Remember this one is 1/100 scale in master grade, and that is still high grade. So with this being a premium Bandai kit, I don't really want to recommend it to anyone. I think just stay with the regular Jegan. It's cheaper. It's right around the same kit. I mean, if you want it, go ahead. It's not anything to sniff at. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Jegans are awesome. But it's not amazing. You know, I don't see a reason to have bought it. And I bought it, so I mean, what a knucklehead I am. I do have 2 other premium Bandai kits, but I only bought one of these. I didn't really want to buy any more, so I just bought 2 of the regular ones. And I'm just going with that. So there's a trio here, and then I have 2 more of the Jegan type 89Js, which are the normals. They also have the missile type, which I didn't like. I thought it was a little bit bulky, and I don't think he needs missiles. I think he looks good as it is. So the normal type, I think, is going to be more like these ones, and I'm okay with that. So we're going to see what those look like eventually. They are in my list of kits to build, and they are someday going to be on my reviews. So you're going to go ahead and see those guys. They're probably going to have a lot less thrusters in this one, maybe a little bit less of the armor that you see on these ones. But they are F91 versions, so they are going to be modernized per se, whereas these ones are from the Sharf's counterattack era, so quite a lot longer ago than these ones were. But at $26, that's how much this one was, I believe, versus the $20 I got these 2 for. I think I'd rather just get 2 more of these. And I felt a little bit bad saying that, but this is one that I could not recommend to anyone. This one isn't that much of a departure from the original. It isn't that cool. It doesn't add anything to it except, you know, a little bit of flair. I'd rather just have more of these. That's just me personally. So forgive me. I'm a bad Gundam fan. I know it. But $26 is not really worth the extra $6. Plus the shipping, because P Bandai always charges shipping too. I think I'd rather just get those guys. Is it worth it because you get an extra weapon? Maybe. I don't think it was worth $6 though. We're going to close out on that though. I think with the stickers that you get, the extra weapon, so you want it, get it. If you don't. I couldn't tell you otherwise. It's not really worth it to me. That is all I am going to say, though. I will wish you guys a good night. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this with me. I will see you guys next time, or you'll see me. But more than likely, you'll see my stuff. Bye-bye.